Hello, welcome, my name is Ryan, I am a Higo Tech announcer. Today I have brought you a story about a vampire. This story is based on a very true story, so listen to me carefully and understand this story. But before I continue with this story, I would like to ask you to take some time to subscribe. Introduction: Vampires have always given me the creeps, those piercing red eyes with their sinister, hypnotic powers, those sharp, menacing fangs and all that blood-sucking. Werewolves, on the other hand, have a pathetic quality about them that I find somehow endearing. Whereas vampires are cool and calculating in their malevolence, werewolves have the air of desperate, cursed creatures, acting from some unhappy compulsion. This may have something to do with the way the creatures were portrayed in the horror films I saw when young. Dracula was a suave, cunning, remorselessly evil villain, while the Wolfman was a hairy, snarling, but rather brainless beast. Both creatures, though, have inspired a rich and varied literature and indeed continue to do so. Vampire stories, in particular, appear in print with amazing regularity. The myth of vampires is not new. Of course, even the ancient Greeks had their bloodsuckers. They were female demons called Lamii, but since the 19th century their popularity as literary subjects has grown enormously. Much of this is due to one book, Bram Stoker's Dracula, the most famous vampire story of all. It's a very long book and, to my mind, often tedious, but it has some exceptional, hair-raising moments, as I hope you will agree on reading the extract I have included here. But as a thrilling tale of terror, I prefer Clemens Hausmann's The Werewolf, a classic of its kind, from which I've also included an extract. I encourage you to read the whole thing. Some of these tales you may already have encountered, for example, the ironically macabre Gabriel Ernest by Saki, and Arthur Conan Doyle's ingenious The Adventure of the Sussex Vampire, which features his celebrated detective, Sherlock Holmes, a favorite of mine from a young age. Many of the other stories, however, you probably will not have come across before. They encompass a wide time span, from the medieval French legend of the werewolf, retold here with beautiful simplicity and elegance by Barbara Leone Picard, to my own story, Howl, whose ink, or should I say blood, is barely dry on the page. With the exception of one or two, all are tales of terror, though they may invoke other reactions too: revulsion perhaps, excitement, wonder, shock, even pity. It's hard not to feel compassion for the ghostly vampire in August Derleth's The Drifting Snow, and I defy anyone not to be moved by the resolution of Jane Yolen's haunting story, Mama Gone. On a lighter note, one or two of the stories, Woody Allen's spoof, Count Dracula, and William F. Nolan's fang-in-cheek, Getting Dead, will, I hope, make you laugh. As an author who writes about adolescence, I'm particularly intrigued by the theme of transformation that is such an essential part of this genre. Vampires and werewolves are changing beings, and this is an important element of their appeal. I see in these metamorphoses a parallel with the physical and emotional changes of adolescence. These links are certainly present in Richard Matheson's spine-tingling story, Drink My Blood, while the young, newly inheriting Erlyn, the horror at Chiltern Castle, has to endure a horrific rites of passage ritual you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. The stories I have chosen are very different in style, content and narrative viewpoint, but what I like about them all is the fine quality of the writing and the compelling nature of the storytelling. Sometimes in just a few pages, as with Angela Carter's The Werewolf, and at other times at greater length, as with Carl Jacobi's Revelations in Black, these tales cast a powerful, spellbinding magic. All, I believe, are truly memorable, and I commend each of them to you. May they curdle blood and chill you to the bone. If you like this story, comment and let's continue with this story. Thanks for watching this video, but don't forget to subscribe for more content.